Welcome to Holistic Wellness 24/7. In today's video, we explore the issue affecting millions of men, erectile dysfunction, and how best to resolve the issue holistically. By the end of the video, you'll have a clear roadmap to improve your well-being. So let's get started. If you have erectile dysfunction and you start doing research on potential solutions, man, you're going to be totally confused. The biggest strategies for this condition are all about just managing it, but what about fixing it? They don't really talk about that. There's just a lot of data on Viagra and different solutions, but what we're going to do is focus more on the problem, the pathophysiology, the mechanism of how this condition could occur, to try to understand the root cause of this so you can resolve this condition. Now, many people think erectile dysfunction is just a testosterone problem. While low testosterone can definitely play a role, it's not the whole picture. There are guys out there with perfectly normal testosterone levels who still struggle with this issue. And then there are those with low testosterone who don't have erectile dysfunction. So what's really going on? The key, my friends, lies in understanding something called nitric oxide. This little molecule is like a magic key that unlocks a whole cascade of events crucial for achieving and maintaining a healthy erection. We're going to break down exactly how nitric oxide works, why it's so important for erectile function, and most importantly, what you can do to naturally boost your body's production of it. Let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about the common misconception that erectile dysfunction is solely a testosterone issue. Now, don't get me wrong, testosterone is definitely important for a man's overall health and vitality, including sexual function. But it's not the only factor at play here. Think of it like this. Testosterone is like the fuel in your car, and nitric oxide is like the spark plug. You need both for the engine to run smoothly. You could have a full tank of gas, but if your spark plugs are shot, your car isn't going anywhere. The same goes for erectile function. You could have optimal testosterone levels, but if your nitric oxide production is compromised, you're going to run into problems. And here's the thing. Many factors can disrupt nitric oxide production, even if your testosterone levels are normal. We're talking about things like stress, poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking, alcohol consumption. All of these can wreak havoc on your body's ability to produce nitric oxide. And when that happens, it doesn't matter how much testosterone you have floating around, you're going to experience difficulties. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, what exactly is nitric oxide and how does it work? Great question. Nitric oxide is a gas molecule produced naturally by your body, and it plays a crucial role in vasodilation. Vasodilation is the widening of your blood vessels, and it's essential for healthy blood flow throughout your body, including, you guessed it, blood flow to the penis. When nitric oxide is released, it signals the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessels to relax, allowing them to expand and increase blood flow. This increased blood flow is what allows you to achieve and maintain an erection. So you see, nitric oxide is like the traffic controller, ensuring that everything is flowing smoothly down there. When nitric oxide levels are low, blood flow is restricted, and that's when you run into problems. Now, here's another interesting thing about nitric oxide. It's not just important for erectile function. It plays a vital role in many other bodily functions, including regulating blood pressure, boosting the immune system, and even supporting brain health. So when your nitric oxide production is compromised, it can contribute to a whole host of health issues, not just erectile dysfunction. That's why it's so important to address the root cause of low nitric oxide levels rather than just masking the symptoms with medication. Let's dive a little deeper into the fascinating world of nitric oxide and its impact on erectile dysfunction. Now, remember those endothelial cells we talked about earlier? They're like the gatekeepers of your blood vessels, lining the inner walls and playing a crucial role in regulating blood flow. These endothelial cells are the primary producers of nitric oxide in your body. They're like tiny factories churning out this vital molecule to keep your blood vessels healthy and functioning optimally. But here's the thing. These endothelial cells can get damaged over time. And when they do, their ability to produce nitric oxide takes a nosedive. So what damages endothelial cells? Well, many of the usual suspects are involved. High blood sugar, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking, stress. All of these contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress, which can damage those delicate endothelial cells. And when those cells are damaged, you guessed it, Nitric oxide production plummets, blood vessels constrict, and blood flow is compromised. This is a major contributing factor to erectile dysfunction, as well as other health issues like heart disease, stroke, and even Alzheimer's disease. Now let's talk about how nitric oxide impacts testosterone production. You see, nitric oxide is also involved in stimulating the release of luteinizing hormone LH from the pituitary gland in your brain. LH is like the messenger hormone that travels down to your testicles and tells them to produce more testosterone. So, when nitric oxide levels are low, LH production can be affected, which can then impact testosterone production. It's like a domino effect. Low nitric oxide can lead to low LH, which can lead to low testosterone. And to make matters even more interesting, nitric oxide also plays a role in insulin sensitivity. Insulin is the hormone that helps your body use glucose for energy. When your cells become resistant to insulin, it means they're not responding to it properly. And this can lead to a whole cascade of metabolic issues, including type 2 diabetes. Now here's where nitric oxide comes in. It helps to improve insulin sensitivity by enhancing blood flow and glucose uptake in your muscles. So, when nitric oxide levels are high, your body is better able to regulate blood sugar levels and prevent insulin resistance. But when nitric oxide levels are low, insulin resistance can develop, and this can further contribute to endothelial dysfunction and exacerbate erectile dysfunction. It's a vicious cycle. Low nitric oxide can lead to insulin resistance, which can further damage endothelial cells and worsen erectile dysfunction. Now that we understand the crucial role nitric oxide plays in erectile function and overall health, let's talk about how you can naturally boost your body's production of this vital molecule. The good news is that there are many simple, natural strategies you can implement today to start increasing your nitric oxide levels. First up, let's talk about breathing. You might be surprised to learn that the way you breathe can significantly impact nitric oxide production. Nasal breathing in particular has been shown to increase nitric oxide levels far more effectively than mouth breathing. Why is that? Well, your nasal cavities contain high concentrations of an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase, which is responsible for producing nitric oxide. When you breathe through your nose, the air passes over these enzymes, stimulating nitric oxide production and delivering it directly to your bloodstream. So ditch the mouth breathing and make a conscious effort to breathe through your nose as much as possible. This simple change can make a world of difference in your nitric oxide levels. Next up, let's talk about exercise. Regular physical activity is another fantastic way to boost nitric oxide production. When you exercise, your muscles need more oxygen, which signals your body to increase blood flow. To accommodate this increased demand for blood flow, your endothelial cells release nitric oxide, widening your blood vessels and allowing more blood to reach your muscles. It's like a natural nitric oxide boost. And the best part is that you don't need to be a marathon runner to reap the benefits. Even moderate exercise like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling can significantly increase nitric oxide production. Now let's talk about diet. What you eat can also impact your body's ability to produce nitric oxide. Certain foods are naturally rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Some of the best dietary sources of nitrates include asterisk beets. These vibrant root vegetables are nutritional powerhouses, loaded with nitrates and other beneficial compounds. Asterisk leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, and other leafy greens are excellent sources of nitrates and other essential nutrients. Asterisk garlic. This pungent bulb contains compounds that can boost nitric oxide production and improve blood flow. Asterisk dark chocolate. Good news for chocolate lovers. Dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao, is a good source of flavonols, which can increase nitric oxide levels. Asterisk watermelon. This juicy fruit is surprisingly high in citrulline, an amino acid that your body converts into arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide production. Incorporating these nitrate-rich foods into your diet can provide your body with the building blocks it needs to produce more nitric oxide. On the flip side, certain foods and substances can hinder nitric oxide production. These include excess sugar intake can lead to inflammation and oxidative stress, which can damage endothelial cells and impair nitric oxide production. Asterisk alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption can also damage endothelial cells and reduce nitric oxide levels. Asterisk processed foods. Processed foods are often high in unhealthy fats, sugar, and sodium, all of which can contribute to endothelial dysfunction and lower nitric oxide production. By reducing your intake of these nitric oxide saboteurs and focusing on consuming a healthy, balanced diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods, you can support your body's ability to produce this vital molecule. Now let's talk about stress. Chronic stress is a major culprit behind many health issues, including erectile dysfunction. When you're constantly stressed, your body is flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone. While cortisol is essential for survival, chronically elevated levels can wreak havoc on your body, including impairing nitric oxide production. Stress management techniques like meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, and spending time in nature can help lower cortisol levels and support healthy nitric oxide production. And finally, let's not forget about sleep. Getting enough quality sleep is crucial for overall health and well-being, including maintaining healthy nitric oxide levels. During sleep, your body repairs and regenerates itself, including those all-important endothelial cells. When you're sleep-deprived, your body produces more cortisol and less nitric oxide, which can contribute to a whole host of health issues, including erectile dysfunction. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to support optimal nitric oxide production. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground today, but I want to leave you with one more powerful tool to help you naturally increase your nitric oxide levels, a specific breathing technique that can make a world of difference. This technique is incredibly effective at reducing stress, lowering cortisol levels, and boosting nitric oxide production. It's so powerful that it can even help alleviate panic attacks, and I highly recommend you check them out. Trust me. Proper nasal breathing techniques are a game changer, and I'm confident it will help you on your journey to naturally reverse erectile dysfunction and improve your overall health and well-being. So there you have it, the real deal about erectile dysfunction and how to naturally reverse it by boosting your nitric oxide levels. Remember, it's not always just about testosterone. Nitric oxide is like the missing link that many people overlook. By incorporating the simple yet powerful strategies we discussed today, nasal breathing, regular exercise, a healthy diet rich in nitrates, stress management, quality sleep, and that incredible breathing technique I mentioned, you can naturally increase your nitric oxide production and improve your erectile function, as well as your overall health and vitality. Don't forget to check out my other videos on these amazing breathing techniques. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more content, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.